this case, we are going to interview related to culture, listeners. You know that Indonesia, with its more than 17,000 islands, has many tradition and cultures. You have started from, province of Aceh and even up to Papua. More than lots of traditions, even cultures, and also including its tribes, listener. Each province has its own tribes, and this is really unique. And also related to this, listener, we are going to interview. It is also still with connection with culture. In this case, about the Indonesian culture that is introduced in Canada. That's why we are going to interview with President of Budaya Nusantara Indonesia, Ibu Jade Gandasubrata. Hello, good morning, Bu Jade.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. With me, I'm Faisal at the studio of Voice of Indonesia. Bu Jade.
Lovely. Pleasure to be in the air with you, Faisal.
Yes, thank you. Well, actually, I believe that you have much more information about the event that you do, especially in Canada, Bu Jade.
Definitely, yes.
But before we talk more about the Indonesian culture in Canada, actually, what is Budaya Nusantara Indonesia?
So Budaya Nusantara Indonesia is a non-profit organization. It was founded in Alberta, Calgary, Alberta, in December 8, 2019. So again, it's been founded in Alberta, December 8, 2018. And our core value or essence, that's what we call it, is actually to preserve the Indonesian heritage and culture, where our members and community belongs overseas. It is that's what we planning to achieve.
So precisely, what made you interesting in building this, establishing Budaya Nusantara Indonesia in Canada, Bu Jade?
It's basically it started as a good friends. Again, we are all Indonesian, and then sometimes when we live abroad, we miss the culture, and we miss the food, and then based on that typical situation when you are living abroad, we decided to basically to form an organization that will engage or basically to make sure that we are connected to the homeland.
So it means that there are still, like, I can say, Indonesian people, who stay there, Bu Jade.
Yes, we do. We and Calgary, compared to other other big city in Canada like Vancouver and Toronto, we do have a good number of Indonesian community in here.
So approximately how many Indonesian people of Indonesian diaspora who live in Canada, especially in Calgary?
In Calgary, don't quote me on this one, but I do believe we have about 400 people.
Okay. So what about Indonesian university students?
We do have an organization called Permika. Again, Calgary being a small city compared to Vancouver and Toronto. I'm gonna say probably about 20 Indonesian students. But again, I'm not familiar with the exact number.
So at least until now, you still have much enthusiasm in promoting and even introducing Indonesian culture, Bu Jade.
Yes, definitely, Faisal. One of the things that Budaya Nusantara Indonesia are very different because the organization is formed by best friend.
Oh.
So Yes, we are best friend, and we decided to do something.
Yeah, best friend. Yeah, so your best friend also, yeah, has goodness, yeah, in making, or I mean, establishing this.
Yes, that's it. We have passion.
So the,
Passion to promote the Indonesian culture.
okay, well, Bu Jade, so do you promote it every month, or maybe there is such, I mean, like active event that you and your friends, yeah, conduct every month, maybe every 3 months here there?
We try to do it once, at least some an activity once every month.
Hmm.
It can be a workshop, it can be a public performance, it can be get together, like picnic. Yes, we try to do something every month if it's possible.
So what about Indonesian culinary, Bu Jade? Culinary and even such, I can say maybe like, Indonesian martial arts that maybe you try to promote, introduce by taking, maybe you have such a planning. One day you try to bring or to take Indonesian people who live in Indonesia, then you take them into Calgary in Canada, then you try to show or to promote Indonesian martial arts maybe, or even traditional food of Indonesia.
So far, when it comes to promoting and bringing, I'm gonna say a talented Indonesian from Indonesia to basically to Calgary. So far, what we did is actually bring a choreographer. We haven't actually explored the martial art part of it, but we do culinary as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's martial art is probably something that we will consider in the future.
Okay. Well, talking about, I can say, support from Indonesian government, is there such as support maybe from the Indonesian embassy in Canada, Bu Jade?
Definitely, yes. The closest one to us is actually the consul general in Vancouver.
Okay.
So and recently, like joined force with all the Indonesian community, we actually held I'm gonna say a very successful festival. Like it goes beyond and beyond. Like the attendance, it keep coming, and like it's basically we were extremely happy. But at the same time, it take us by surprise. And one of the local television was covering the event as well, and they said that they suggest that we do something similar for next year, but in much bigger venue.
Okay. So far, maybe when you held such an event, a cultural event in Calgary, what about the enthusiasm, maybe enthusiasm of Canadian people? I mean, Bu Jade, seeing this.
Yeah, no, the latest like festival, which is basically the Beyond Border, like the collaboration with all the Indonesian community in Calgary, and then under the leadership of the Consul General in Vancouver, it was extremely well taken, like by the Canadian and other culture community as well.
Okay, so even such gather between, I mean, one community into another community in one place, Bu Jade, so that they will also know about the introduction, I mean, cultural introduction that you and your friends promote this.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so actually, is there such as what do you call that? Monthly or annual event that maybe you planned before, Bu Jade?
We are still a small organization, and like our member, like as of today is 32 members.
Oh.
So like we haven't had the opportunity to basically host
Mm-hmm.
our own event.
Mm-hmm.
But like we are working really hard that probably in our 10th anniversary we can do something big.
Okay. So far about your event, maybe Bu Jade, what are the challenges when you try to promote and introduce Indonesian culture in Calgary? So far, what are the challenges, Bu Jade?
The challenge, I'm gonna be very honest with you. The challenge is always come down to the budget, because our organization is self-sufficient, meaning we need to find our own funding. And that is I think that's the biggest challenge. We have a lot of talented people between the board of director and member, but when we want to host an event, for example, like we still need to cover the basic necessity of rental a hall for our dance practice. So usually those expenses we can cover, but when it comes to festival, like the big one that is open to the public, there's a lot of different aspect of the event, including the budget that we need to consider. And for the time being, we don't have the capacity to actually host something like that.
But at least, have you ever tried to collaborate with local university, Bu Jade?
Yeah, we usually collaborate in a lot of other events, but we don't help a big part of it. We usually participate on, for example, like in the program, by performing one or two dance.
Okay. So actually, Bu Jade, actually, how long have you been living in Calgary?
For myself, I'm here probably about 15 years.
Wow, quite long. Really long.
Yeah, quite. It's aging.
18. Really. So I believe that in this case, Indonesian government must express its appreciation maybe, and also gratitude for you, Bu Jade, because you and also with your friends really actively promote and introduce Indonesian culture. And we believe that not only Indonesian people who stay there, as a diaspora, really miss Indonesian culture, but I believe that even Canadians, local people there, they will also like to know much more about Indonesian culture. How do you see about this, Bu Jade?
How do I see in the future? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I mean about the enthusiasm of the Canadian people when they try to see directly the event, Indonesian culture.
No, I think it's very well. It's very welcoming. They it's very enthusiastic. They they want to know more. And but it's very well received.
Okay, so far, do you have any hope in this case, because this is related to culture? That means that this is also this has something to do with Indonesian Ministry of Culture, Bu Jade. So do you have any hope for the ministry in order to give you such support in this case?
Oh yes, definitely yes. We always looking forward for the support from the Indonesian government, in particular, the culture minister, and basically any other institution that would like to be part of this special promotion, special culture promotion.
Okay, so during this year, 2025. Maybe in the next few months, what are the agendas, maybe, Bu Jade, or agendas or planning that an event that you will that you will hold this year?
We actually just finished participating or perform in the. I'm pretty much sure it was on Sunday, and that was actually a part of the culture community, like I said, and it called the I think Shining. It's Shining Together, and those are it's a different culture, but we were invited, and we actually performed the Lenggang Puspita. So it was recently. It was this Sunday. For the future projection, we would like to basically continue on what we do believe. We would like to basically have a bigger outreach, like to go beyond Calgary, and keep our passion and enthusiastic and do what we do best.
All right. Thank you very much, Bu Jade, for your time and also attention to join our special talk on Voice of Indonesia today. We hope that your projects and even your activities here, the cultures or cultural events that you will do, will also continuously have such support from Indonesian government in Calgary, especially in Canada, in Calgary.
Thank you, Faisal. It's always a pleasure to actually speaking with you.
Okay, thank you, Bu Jade. Have a nice day and see you next time.
Okay, all the best to you too.
Okay, well, listener, also viewers of Voice of Indonesia, that was our special talk with Jade Gandasubrata as President of Budaya Nusantara Indonesia. Have a nice day and still on and keep on, stay at www.voinews.id.